Hey everybody, before we begin part 2, I wanted to go over a few things I missed. A couple of spots that I can loot in the dungeon in level 1, I kind of missed. The first one is here, this library book, which had a book of Firebolt. I figured it'd just have another scroll of healing or something, but no. It actually has a book of Firebolt, which raises my, which will grant me that spell. I also didn't realize it at the time, although I mentioned it in the text. I actually did get a spell. I got the charged bolt spell from the sacred shrine I touched that gave me the message, energy comes at the cost of wisdom, where it reduced mana by 2 points, but gave me 2 levels of charged bolt. So now Darquan has some ranged attacks. He's got charged bolt, which will shoot a volley of sparks forward, and a firebolt, which will shoot a small dart of flame directly forward. I also missed this small chest that was sitting right here. And inside is another Scroll of Inferno. Though I still can't use the Scroll of Inferno because it requires 19 magic, and Darquan only has 17 magic at the moment. Back here in Tristram, and I mentioned I talked to all the townspeople and met them, but that's not necessarily true. I actually missed somebody. Down here you can find Farnham the drunk.
And a fellow drinking peace?
And this guy is one of the survivors of the attack that Lazarus led on the labyrinth to find the prince, although as you can see he's turned to drinking. You can talk to him. He usually says either really funny or really depressing lines, as this guy is traumatized by what he encountered in the labyrinth. Care to guess what creature he encountered in the labyrinth? Let's ask him about the butcher, which you're going to be going after in this part.
Big Cleaver, killing all my friends. Couldn't stop him. Had to run away. Couldn't save them. Trapped in a room with so many bodies. So many friends. No!
So yeah, you can tell that his encounter with the butcher didn't go well. Hopefully, Darquan's encounter with the butcher in this part will go better. So now that we got all that out of the way, let's head down this stairwell into level 2 and continue our adventure. Alright, the second floor will have a new layout, plus new enemies and such. In this case, we got hidden. These guys turn invisible and will run away to heal. I want you out of that doorway. I don't know how the door opened. Maybe I opened it. Somehow that Plague Eater was actually kind of tough. Another one in here. There we go. Alright, this door's got a gate on it, which will be useful if I need it later. There should be some doors with gates around. There usually are on level 2. Come on, I should have a pretty high chance to hit these Plague Eaters, given I've been investing in dexterity. 65, and I don't think they can open doors. So what I'm going to do is take advantage of that. There we go. As you can see, the bow and arrow works good on them. Yeah, Diablo 1 unmodded doesn't give you the option to hold the button down, so I gotta click for every arrow I fire. And every time I want to swing my sword or mace or axe or any other weapon. I can also cast Charged Bolt. This was something I didn't realize I had before. I don't have a lot of mana, so I can't really cast a lot of Charged Bolt. But you can see I defeated all of the Plague Eaters in here just by shooting arrows at them. Apparently they were guarding a room full of treasure. They also have a Scroll of Lightning in here, as well as a Skull Cap, which will probably be a upgrade over the hat I'm normally wearing. A quilted armor too, nice. So we might have some decent gear in here. And I'll switch back to my mace, put the bow here, put my buckler on. Armor 10 compared to the cape. We're gonna put that on. Let's see, this should be better than the fine hat. That's the armor class 21, 22, so it does go up. I accidentally hit the version button, so that message telling me what version of Diablo I'm playing is. Let's get that healing ready. I can also use the Scroll of Lightning, since that doesn't have any kind of stat requirement. Actually, I didn't mean to move from the doorway. It's alright. Get back in position. Use the Scroll of Healing on myself. Beat up another Plague Eater. One of them dropped a Hunter's Bow. There's an axe here. I'll pick that up. Okay, so I need 20 Strength and 35 Dexterity to wield a Hunter's Bow. Gate, although this one doesn't have a door, so the enemies could still get to me. Plus, I need to go back to town anyway. I'm gonna get my town portal scrolls ready and head in. There we go. Let's cast it, and I'll head back to town and come right back. While I'm in town, I'm actually gonna talk to Ogden again. He's gonna have a new quest for me.
The village needs your help, good master. Some months ago, King Leoric's son, Prince Albrecht, was kidnapped. The king went into a rage and scoured the village for his missing child. With each passing day, Leoric seemed to slip deeper into madness. He sought to blame innocent townsfolk for the boy's disappearance and had them brutally executed. Less than half of us survived his insanity. The king's knights and priests tried to placate him, but he turned against them and, sadly, they were forced to kill him. With his dying breath, the king called down a terrible curse upon his former followers. He vowed that they would serve him in darkness forever. This is where things take an even darker twist than I thought possible. Our former king has risen from his eternal sleep and now commands a legion of undead minions within the labyrinth. His body was buried in a tomb 3 levels beneath the cathedral. Please, good master, put his soul at ease by destroying his now cursed form.
Go, and that adds the quest, The Curse of King Leoric. And, yeah, sometimes you won't get this quest. Like I mentioned, quests and levels are randomized. You can tell which quest you get at the beginning by looking at the well that I'm circling around with the cursor, here where Cain is standing. If the water inside is like a greenish yellow, then when you talk to Pepin after entering the labyrinth for the first time, he'll tell you that the water has been poisoned, and you get the poisoned water quest.
What ails you, my friend?
In this case, since the water starts blue, which it turns once you complete the poisoned water supply quest, you instead will get the Curse of King Leoric, which I did. Alright, back down into the dungeon we go. This Plague Eater dropped a potion of full mana. I could use that to fully recover my lost mana that I spent casting Charged Bolt. I drank a mana potion on my way back, and since Adria or nobody else in town can restore your mana for free, let's see, I've only got 3 mana, which I don't think is enough to cast any spell. Yeah, both Firebolt and Charge Bolt cost at least 6 mana to use. But that's fine. I still have a Scroll of Lightning, which is free to use. It has no magic requirement. There's also a door back here I haven't checked. I can see it on the map there. I think I opened this door, but didn't go through. More Plague Eaters and some Devilkin. I'm going to invest 5 more points into Dexterity, so I can wield the Hunter's Bow that I picked up. I'm going to want to use that bow for the fight coming up here on this level. Remember, we still have the Butcher to deal with, and that bow is going to be our weapon of choice for him. A bunch of enemies coming. Hidden, Devilkins. I think I saw a blue imp called a Carver. So we're going to bottleneck all these enemies by standing here and swinging away. Who's next? Probably don't need these rags. They're only worth 1 gold back in town. I'll just throw them back down. Especially now that I'm wearing a quilted armor, which provides much more armor than what I had before. It'll also increase my chance to hit these enemies by raising my dexterity. It's up to 67% now. Dexterity is important as a warrior. You want to be able to hit your enemies with your weapons. Dexterity is a requirement for wielding certain weapons like swords and the like. I found a long staff that has a magical effect on it. It doesn't have a spell on it, but it has a magic effect. I guess we'll find out what that is when we identify it. Kill another hidden who dropped a longbow, which I can also equip now that I have 25 strength and 30 to dexterity. In fact, let's equip the longbow now and use it to kill the carver in here. Hello, I see you in there, carver. There we go. Actually, let's keep that door open. I'm gonna need it. You probably have figured out what my strategy is for killing the butcher. I'm gonna use a bow to kill him, and I'm keeping a lot of these gates around. I can just use the bow to take out this hidden. Oh, he disappeared. Somehow I wasn't able to hit him no more. There he is. Because you can still hit the hidden when they're invisible. Although apparently my chance to hit with the bow isn't as good as with my mace. It's alright, we'll keep going. There's another door with a gate. That means I can take out all these devilkins and other enemies. Since they don't know how to open the door, that works to my advantage. Come on, I know you're up there. They run away still when I kill one of them, even if it's from range with a bow and arrow. There's some plague eaters on the other side. Yeah, the other names and colors of the enemies essentially mark them as being a stronger version of an enemy I've already fought. In this case, the Devilkin are stronger versions of the fallen ones I fought in level 1. Apparently I can use this scroll of firewall. Also, for some reason, when you break a barrel with a bow, your character will just walk up to the barrel and shoot it at point-blank range, which still gets you hurt by the explosions. Even if I just manually fire an arrow, I can't shoot barrels with a bow. And now I've got a variety of bows to choose from for when we take on the butcher. Let's head in here. There's more hidden. There's probably more than just these two in here. Come back. He's running away because he wanted to go invisible and heal, but I ran in after him. Let's see, another scroll of town portal. That'll help. See what else we got. Book of Telekinesis. Now this could be handy. I need 33 magic to use it. Scroll of Identify I can use right now. I can identify the staff. Staff of the Fool, -9 to magic. Yeah, I should mention that. Some items will have negative stats. The staff is pretty much worthless. If I try to sell it, it'll only be worth 1 gold. Finally, we find a Book of Healing. So now, Darquan knows how to cast healing. I can cast it right now if I wanted, so let's do that. I'm actually gonna double check, make sure I didn't miss any of these book items like I did on level 1. I didn't, but there's another library on the other side of the door, which I'm gonna wanna check out too. Scroll of firewall there for now. And yeah, the butcher is on this floor, we just have to locate him. I've got 4 mana right now. If I drink the mana potion, it brings it up to 6. That'll allow me to cast either Charged Bolt or Firebolt. I haven't cast Firebolt yet, so I'll show that off on the next enemy. There we go. You can see I shot a little dart of flame at him. I get the lightning spell ready. Lightning scroll ready. Oop. I think we're almost to the butcher. I think I see him. Gotta defeat all these other enemies, because I don't want them to get in the way. I leveled up again. Alright, this time I'm going to put my points into magic, because I want to be able to read the Book of Telekinesis. Because Telekinesis will let you grab items and interact with chests and such from range. I should only need 1 point into it, since I won't need to invest too hard into it. See, what I'm doing right now is not really a good idea. I'm letting myself get swarmed by enemies. But we're going to take them all out. If you're a sorcerer, there's a spell called Flash that you can cast in that situation that creates like a shockwave around you that will damage enemies up close. Some enemies later will also cast that spell on me when I'm running up to attack them. But yeah, right here, this is the door to the butcher. If you look in, you can see a pretty gruesome room full of bodies. I believe when we talked to Farnham back in town, he mentioned this room. Get the hidden out of the way. Because, again, like I said, I don't want them getting in my way. I'm going to equip the hunter's bow I have. This will make some room in my inventory. We're going to save the game before I open this door. And begin. Here we go.
Fresh meat.
Now the butcher is loose and should be chasing me. He is chasing me, right? Come on out of there. Come on. Get out of your hidey hole. He comes out of that room, I swear. Here we go. Now I'm gonna let the butcher chase me until I get to one of the gated off the doors at the gates. We're gonna go here, close the door, and the butcher can't open the door, so now I can just shoot away at him with my bow and arrow.
I smell you around the corner, ripe and ready for eating. In the gutter you will soon be bleeding. I am your only mourner. You are what I eat. So much flesh, so much meat. With my hands your skull I will beat. Leave your carcass in the street.
And down he
The
goes.
spirits of the dead are now avenged.
Oh yeah. We did it. Alright. We're gonna go see what the butcher dropped. He drops his cleaver. And since I need to go back to town anyway, let's go find out what we got. Let's go see what our fabulous prize for defeating the butcher is. Nobody in town will comment on the fact I've slain the butcher. You'll see if I go to my quest log, the quest is complete. But now we got ourselves a fancy new weapon. One that I'm probably going to switch to. First we'll get to healing from Pepin. Talk to Kane.
Hello, my friend. Stay a while and listen.
By identifying it, we find out we have the Butcher's Cleaver. It does 4 to 24 damage, and is considered a unique item. Unique items are usually the top tier items in the game. So let's check out the Butcher's Cleaver. It has a plus 10 to strength on it, unusual item damage, and altered durability. We're actually going to equip this. I'll probably hang on to the Book of Telekinesis, because I am going to want to learn that spell.
Well, what can I do for you?
I'm actually going to sell my Mace of Quality and my old buckler, because I'm going to stick to the Butcher's Cleaver for a while. By the time I get a better weapon, I'll probably find a better shield somewhere in the labyrinth. So let's see, we got our scroll, we got our book. I'm going to take this Book of Telekinesis, I'm going to leave it over by where the portal opens. Not too worried about my mana, since, you know, my spells aren't that important right now. I'm also done with this short bow, so I'll sell that too. Alright, we're going to come right here, and we're going to throw down the Book of Telekinesis, and then head back into the dungeon. Now that I have the Butcher's Cleaver, you'll see my strength has been boosted by it to 40. Since I've killed the Butcher and already invested my dexterity up to 35, I can now focus on getting my magic stat up to learn Telekinesis, and later Town Portal once I find the book for that. From there, I can focus pretty much almost exclusively on building Darquan's strength and vitality stats. Those will allow him to be a proper warrior. So let's try out our new axe on the hidden. Of course, I don't have a shield to block, but as you can see, the Butcher's Cleaver kills most of these guys in one hit, which is pretty good. I mean, I'll eventually find a better weapon than this. We'll probably unload the axe later. Somehow they prevented me from casting the Scroll of Healing on myself there. Alright. As good as the Butcher's Cleaver is, it's not gonna save me if all the enemies attack me at once. So we'll play hit and run with them. There we go. Come on. Yeah, if you get the Poisoned Water quest, the level 2 will have an area where you can find the cave where the water goes into Tristram, and you'll fight a lot of these same carvers and devilkin there. Found a scimitar, which I have the strength and dexterity to use, but we'll stick to the Butcher's Cleaver for now. As you can see, it's making quick work of the level 2 enemies. Cast the Scroll of Healing on myself. I don't really need to equip a spell, since there's nothing I can really cast. Another saber. There's also an area near the stairway when I first came into level 2 that I can check out. There's my next level up. Again, I'm going to invest all the points into magic. Here's that other library we saw. Chop up the devilkins in here with the Butcher's Cleaver. Grab a Scroll of Identify. And another Book of Firebolt, which I have 18 magic. I can read it to bring it up to level 2. And since I leveled up, I gain all my health and magic back, so I have full mana again. Let's go grab that gold back there. Healing spell ready. Alright, I'm gonna retreat back to the stairwell and head up to see what I missed back there. So I'll be right back once I'm there. Alright, let's see what room we missed up here. Hidden. Another axe dropped. This one's just a small axe, like the one I used in part 1. Here's another Scroll of Inferno, only now that I have the magic, I can actually cast it. There's a Plague Eater up there. There's a Morning Star in this chest, which is a heavy-duty mace. Again, I don't think it's going to compare to the Butcher's Cleaver. Another Scroll of Inferno. There's what the Inferno Scroll does. It creates the little jet of flame that you shoot out. There's an enemy there's a type of enemy later in the game that uses that as one of its attacks. We'll use it to cook up some enemies here. Then I'll make my way back around to the other side of the wall here. Alright, made my way back to the butcher's room. On my way back, I went to Stockton Town and sold all that stuff I was holding. So let's continue onward. There's another big room up here and probably some more smaller rooms to check out before we're done with level 2. There's another buckler. I know there's better shields than the buckler. I just haven't found one yet. I know small shields could potentially drop. There's a trap. I don't know if it... There it was. You probably saw an arrow fly past. That was the trap I set when I opened that sarcophagus. Got another scroll of town portal, even though I bought one from Adria. Alright, let's check out the other corner of this room. More sarcophagus to open up. Open up. Another scroll of lightning. Anything up here? Alright, according to that, I've already cleared up there. But like I suspected, there's a few more small rooms down here I can clear out. So we're gonna head down there and do just that. There's also another shrine, an Eldritch shrine. That can't be good. Whoa. A lot of these exploded. I'll cast healing on myself. Find a potion of full mana in one of the barrels. Chop up the plague eaters. That's right, now I'm the butcher. Haha. Come get me. Open some barrels. Got some gold. Usually don't find a lot of great things in barrels, but you can get the occasional gold or mana potion and the like. I have enough mana to cast Charge Bolt. Let's cast it through the wall here. There we go. Also cast this scroll of lightning in there. Got one of them. Let's drink the full mana potion. Throw some more Charge Bolt in. How do you like that? There's a magical weapon in there. Let's find out what we've got in here. We got a club and a magic club. I had a scroll of Identify, but like a fool, back when I was in town, I foolishly sold it to Adria, thinking I was buying a scroll. Alright, let's save and find out what this Eldritch Shrine does. Crimson and Azure become as the sun, and you'll see that my potions have changed form. These are Rejuvenation Potions. They'll recover life and mana when you drink them. Now, they're like yellow in this game, but later on when we go to Diablo 2, spoilers, we're going to find Rejuvenation Potions that are purple. Yeah, it's still some dysfunction the same way. But yeah, just like that, I think we're done with this floor. I can scroll around the map to make sure. And yep, that's it. That's the end of this part. So in the next part, we're going to head down into level 3. And in level 3, we were told that by Ogden, that the tomb where King Leoric was buried is located, and that the king is risen again as an undead, and is now amassing an army. So we're going to have to deal with that. You might remember in the previous part I mentioned we'd have to deal with an army of skeletons. I knew I'd be getting the King Leoric quest because I didn't get poisoned water supply, but even if I didn't get this quest, there is another one that does require you to fight an army of skeletons that always appears. It appears much later in the game, though, once we get out of the first dungeon theme. So, until then, I'll see you in my next part. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you for the next video.